Coach Huggins and the arrogance. I'm concerned. It's really down the line, but his mentality of where we're the toughest conference in basketball, that teams like that or some coaches like that will, especially if you reward, if K State gets a number one seed. Let me be clear. I'm talking about a number one seed. Okay, not two, three, whatever. Number one seed is rewarded for their really weak non-conference schedule. That more teams in the future in the so-called best conference in basketball or any Power Five program will begin to schedule softer and softer non-conference, which will ultimately weaken the non-conference schedule for all of us, fans of basketball, media, TV. I don't want that. I want to see the best teams play the best teams in non-conference. You're not going. What do coaches say? Coaches worth a damn. Coach like Coach Sampson. We like the competition. We would like to gauge where we are in non-conference. It helps us get better. Well, iron sharpens iron. So I like seeing Houston play Alabama, Houston playing Virginia. I like seeing Kansas play Duke. Kansas, not talking about the SEC Big 12 Challenge. I like seeing those top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20 matchups. I don't want to see. You and I were critical of some of the non-conference games for the Cougs this year. A handful of those is okay. I understand it. A handful. But not 6, 7, 8. That's what I'm afraid of, is that the big time programs will end up playing 8, 9, 10 non-conference cream puffs with the rationale, well, our conference schedule is going to be so tough, we don't want to get burnt out before conference play. That's not a competitive mindset that I agree with. Your thoughts on that?
No, absolutely. Then you're gonna have, because like you said, if K-State is rewarded for being able to not have what you said, they're in the 300 when it comes to their rankings of their non-conference schedule. And sure, like I said, they are having to go through the fire of the Big 12 schedule. But then, what's the incentive, especially for teams that I did say there is a caveat because it could backfire, but say, you know, for a team, for let's use Houston for example, next year in the Big 12, they're going to be in a gauntlet schedule because that Big 12 conference is going to be crazy. And then you look at the schools that are going in with them into the Big 12 and the ones that are already there. And then, so for a school like Houston, what kind of incentive, especially if Kansas State is able to get a number one seed, what kind of incentive is there to, this year schedule opponents like, and obviously it's going to be a different method to the madness with how the schedules are created for Houston going forward. But instead of playing Virginia, Oregon, Alabama, who they played this year, we'll replace them with uh, more of those quad four, quad three opponents. Heck, even scheduling some, um, maybe not exhibition games, but being able to schedule games against those opponents that are those lower tier that on a given night you're going to be able to beat them comfortably by at least 30 points, if not more, just because, at the end of the day, we're just trying to stack up those wins come conference schedule. We just have to be able to be competitive in those games and be able to come up with some victories, and we'll be good for the NCAA tournament. Like you said, it does take away from a lot of that competitive standpoint when, what from a fan perspective, what you want to see is a lot of these teams, you want to see those challenges, you want to see matchups against the best, not only in college basketball but against those premier programs. And it's something that, if teams are rewarded for not having a tough non-conference schedule, there's less incentive to do so.